into the game in a moment, ladies and gentlemen, and here it is. The pistol round underway. Overpass is already a big deal, and well, we're already in a 3-on-3 situation.
Wow, really, that's so fast, and you're right. Into the B-bomb site here, Sipnik's waiting down. Bomb is being planted already. Sipnik's gonna fall to Shroud with the Tech9 leading device, and Cajun left. Cajun's got a double kill, but they need a little bit more. A triple now. It's gonna be Shazam alone, 1v2. That bomb still ticking away. Shazam trying to see if he can stop it, but he can't. Device will take him out, and looks like there's gonna be the defuse there. What a round from Cajun B, and the panel did correctly call out Cajun is definitely one of the people to rely on. And there it is, all right.
Well, he seems very vocal, very happy with that, and why not? Because the pistol round is pretty damn important on Overpass. Good start for that CT side.
This is a map that sometimes is sort of, you know, analogous to Nuke almost, where you can win an enormous amount of rounds on the CT side. Now, it seems to have changed a little bit with the latest edition, the way they changed the A-bomb site.
They opened up A bit, yeah.
Yeah, but still, it can be a really strong CT-sided map. So we'll see how it's going to fare here. Cloud9, if they can make it through, it'd be such a big accomplishment for them if they can make it to the quarterfinals.
It looks like Cloud9, of course, with the P250 stacking up through connector, going straight through restrooms. It's going to be that A push on the upper side. Dupree, though, is ready and waiting. Oh, straight behind him. He's going to pop out, get one, get two. Should get the third. Jongeris may well just survive, but Dupree's going to sneak off, slink off into the smoke. And now we're in a 4-on-2. Those pistols are actually going to turn things around here. Suddenly, it is a 2-on-2. This should not be happening. It's a 2-on-1. And this is from a straightforward pistol round where TSM were in basically setting a trap for them. They've walked into it and sprung it and just absolutely massacred them. I don't understand what happened.
I don't know. I think TSM essentially just losing sight of the goal here. I think they were too hyped about winning that pistol round the way that they did, and they sort of just gave it up a little bit too easy. Now, Carrigan, he's got the P90, not the worst weapon for the job here, but he's very low on health as well. Has to run through the smoke, gets the one kill. Now, just one person left. He goes down to Semphis. Great triple kill here from the American player, left on 2 health as well. What an accomplishment from Cloud9, and yeah, TSM, I think, letting that initial victory get to them.
Well, of course, we're just waiting for the Games House to come on. They will be with you shortly, don't worry, guys. And until then, you're going to have to suffer our voices, which isn't too bad. I don't think, is it too bad? I don't think it's too bad.
As long as we don't try and compensate for the in-game noises ourselves. I don't know how
Start going bang, bang.
Exactly. How well do you do the AK?
I'm not sure I can rattle an AK yet. We'll see, but as it stands, TSM, of course, on the CT side. Previous to this, you would have put them as the favorite for this, but Cloud9 have already beaten TSM, and that's got to be playing in the back of their minds. Device with the jumping scout shots. Sean Gerrish just around the corner will manage to get the return frag as well. The CZ following up on that scout. Not going to get the second, though. Semphis doing work so far for Cloud9. They've got themselves a couple of AKs pushing down long A.
Oh my God.
TSM, they're in a little bit of trouble again.
I need some help from the community. I need to know if that scout shot hit the light pole to stop it. If that really happened, and maybe I'm just imagining things, but I need someone to go and do some research on that. Dupree running into Shroud here and will win the fight. Perfect range for the 5-7, but not enough right now as Semphis will take down Cajun B. Still looking good right now for Cloud9, even though they have sustained a fair bit of damage on Shazam here. Still should be around that they could clinch. Now, Carrigan using this. This is really, really nice to use the smoke. This is the new type of way you can actually use smokes, is almost standing on top of them and looking out sort of in the middle of them. It's really, really interesting. But they won't win the round. Cloud9 gonna, you know, equalize it, and they're back in the lead. Actually, it's a really good performance from them. Not losing that round, not getting overwhelmed by the 5-7.
Not so far, so good for Cloud9. 2-1 up. After losing the pistol, we should point out that was. Yeah. Start that really TSM would have thought they got going. You saw them celebrating, but now they're having to go full eco on this one. And they're going to be running headlong into those rifles. It should be looks like another long A play. Actually, it's going to go down in connector. Dupree will head them off. Carrigan is there. They're going to meet them in the tunnels, it seems, as they cluster up around B. It's TSM actually on the hunt, and Carrigan's going to pop out, find 2. Will manage to get one down on Semphis. Will be follow. Couldn't quite find the head of Shazam. And Shroud will get himself another down in the tunnels. And this, I hesitant to say it should be Cloud9 closing out the round after that last pistol that went full. TSM fell foul off, but
no, I think
it's just
you're in
Cajun
the
B. Yeah, I'm in the clear now. It's a 4-on-1. Cajun B surely can't do this.
No, I mean, especially not with the USPS. So Cloud9 actually playing that round kind of interesting. The reason why TSM felt that they could have got something out of pushing up 2 people like that in the pipes down at the B bomb site is because it's very, very common for a terrorist side team to leave one person holding B just to make sure no one's flanking around, and the rest will push towards playground on the A bomb site and sort of spread out across the map that way. So if you have 2 people pushing up like that, maybe you can catch that guy off guard, steal an AK, roll with it from there on out. But instead, actually, all of Cloud9 was waiting. So I'm not sure if it was really Cloud9 sort of anti-stratting that. I don't think it was. But it definitely was TSM just trying to play off of like that one pattern that most teams end up doing, having the one person. Actually, we're speaking of it now. That's exactly what's happening. Nothing, just holding outside B and everyone else. That's, I think, this is the round that TSM wished had happened last round.
Well, it's going to set up a bit slower this time around. Shazam now with the AWP in hand. And honestly, the first game that they played against TSM on Nuke, he recorded some pretty impressive stats, but as we just saw in Inferno, it didn't really go his way. I think it was 3 team kills in this. Never something he really won.
I really like Shazam, but he ran into the same middle grenade from Virtus Pro 9 rounds in a row or something like that, like just the same one.
You gotta learn, really, haven't you? Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 9 times.
Yeah, I think that was about it. And the one round where he didn't, run into it, they actually didn't throw it. So it was really funny. We were having a good laugh with that. Well, Dupree's right here at the edge, and Shazam, Sean Gares around the corner. Great opening from Shazam, stepping up big. Device thinking about it. Look, he wants to peek, but he also realizes that if he does and doesn't win that fight, they probably lose the round instantly. So I think this is a smart choice, although you could tell he was battling himself to try and get that pick in there.
He's like, I can get it. Oh, wait, there's a molly. I'm going to have to remove myself from this situation. Cajun B is waiting. Here we go, though. Going to be a bit of a B play. They've rotated through the connector. Straight down, and Carrigan is ready, though. Gets one in tunnels. He's going to catch him out straight around the pillar as well. He will get taken down, but Shroud will get the bomb plant in, but this has been costly for Cloud9. They're down to a 2-on-2. Shazam does manage to land that shot on Zipnix, but Device should be able to find a head here unless Shazam can first. He's going to peek around the side there. Shazam looking his way. He will catch him just at the edge of the smoke there. Shroud now in a 2-on-1. He's got it all to do. The bomb is ticking. Cajun B, he's got to know he's in the smoke. He goes for the trick shot, does manage to land it. And that is going to be the defuse, and TSM will get themselves the second round on the board. We think, because we can't hear the defuse timer, we don't know how close this actually is. It will be picked up by TSM.
Fantastic round from Cloud9 after all. Actually, the fact that they managed to bring it back so much after Carrigan got those 2 frags inside the B bomb site made such a big difference that Carrigan was able to pick up those 2 kills. It looked like Cloud9 was going to get washed out of the round really quickly. They managed to stabilize, bring it into a 2v2. They didn't quite win it, but still, even doing that much damage and putting the bomb down, still really good effort from the NA team. I think TSM are, well, obviously round-wise they're fighting from behind, but also just momentum-wise, it seems like they're a little bit behind.
As you can see, match pause right now. We'll hopefully find out what is happening. It looks like it's over at Shroud's PC. I think I can see on the, judging by the admins all gathered round, or the manager actually, or coach. I'm not too sure of the exact titles they like to use. I mean, sometimes they just roll the dice.
If I was that guy, I'd come up with my own title, and Admiral,
Grand Admiral of Cloud9.
Emperor.
I prefer to call them babysitters.
That's actually almost even better.
Maybe that's because I came from League of Legends, and sometimes they pretty much had to be. But a little bit more grown up in CS:GO, I like to think.
Well, yeah, I'm at least physically, mentally, sometimes you wonder.
Sometimes you do wonder. But
actually, if we get a chance at some point to listen into TSM, if that ends up working, you can catch them singing. And I think there was one tournament where they were singing Christmas songs and having a good time.
We'll see how it works out. The game is on pause. We are back underway. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we will get game sounds with you as soon as possible. There's a bit of a technical difficulty at the moment. For some reason, we can't actually get them to you. But Dupree does open up the account. Shroud was the man who paused, and now he's been taken down. Not something he's going to be appreciative of, but it looks like it will be yet another B play coming out from Cloud9, despite the fact last time they tried the fast rotate, it backfired on them.
All right, so Sean Guess has a Molotov, and I really hope they are going to use that to try and clear out some of the common positions here. In fact, they're going to boost Semphis on over, and he's going to look into the barrels. This is where you can also use the Molotov. He catches one guy down in the water there. That's Sipnix that he got spotted out, but Dupree, look at this position. This is madness. He's crept up all the way to the T side, and he knows so much about what's happening right now. he's pairing that information with the rest of his team now. And you can see they're ready in that B bomb site. The Pre running up behind. They haven't heard him yet. I think now they're maybe realizing, yes, they will. Sean turns around, gets the kill. Sam opening up on Carrigan. What a round here from Cloud9. Dupree almost in position to crush them. And then they realize in the last second it's now a 3v3. Sipnik's coming into it. He's going to go down to nothing. And Device falls as well. Jordan opening up the map. Cajun B alone 1v3. What a round from Cloud9 already. Cajun is going to take down one. That bomb is only just planted, but this is an insane 1v3 on his hands.
He's got a lot to do. The smoke is blocking his position. He knows that there is one just down the bottom here. He will find Shazam. Will get the kill. He's gone on 2 already. He's going to try and go for the defuse for Sean Garris to show his hand. He has to peek because he's not sure if he's sticking it. And Cajun B will pick it up. He should have time on the defuse. And that will be a great round on the board for TSM.
That is mind-bending. The fact that he actually makes that 1v3 work is so big. It's so huge. And Cloud9 should have been able to play that a lot better. They did try and fight him a little bit too early on. They probably felt confident in doing so. They should have all been hiding a lot further back. They couldn't know that he didn't have a kit. If they'd known that, they would have just run away for almost immediately. But that was great.
See Dupree on your screen. Got great stats so far. In clutches, of course. That was before Katowice began. He has played 2 games since then. Losing to Cloud9 on Nuke, and then, of course, beating 3D Max, a team that have been very used to playing. But Cloud9.
What do you make of this sort of, you know, what is it, body language coming out from Shroud here?
Yeah, that's... honestly, I can't... It's hard to tell. I've seen him stream a lot, and he actually sits the same way. So this is, like... I don't think that's like a grumpy body language, although most people you would say that, you know, just head on hand, sat there. That's a little bit of a grump, but I've seen him do it quite a lot on stream. I don't think he's like a grumpy guy in general. That's just his demeanor.
All right, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Don't want to extrapolate too much, but sometimes you do wonder sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes you see it, and it's so easy to read their body language. They're just slumped in their chair, or they're just head in hands or something. But that's definitely a happy man. There, nothing. But then again, I don't think I've ever seen him unhappy.
No, and actually, that's an important point to bring up. I mean, it may seem somewhat trivial that Jordan has like really good spirits and is always happy, but you do need someone on that team. And I think Hiko was pointing it out earlier that because you actually do have other members of the Cloud9 team that sometimes, especially when things go wrong, will sort of return to that point and say, well, you know, if only we won that round, or if you guys only played that better, we would have, you know, would have been better right now. Whereas Jordan is the guy, I mean, apart from being an incredibly good player, he's also the guy to sort of say, come on, let's get the energy back, let's get things rolling, let's bring it back the right spirit. Really important.
It's definitely something we could get out of Hiko, I think, as this weekend progresses. And that man on your screen there, Semphis, I would say is probably the counter to nothing's happiness sometimes, if things are not going right.
Well, actually... Cajun used a really, really interesting term. He said that Cajun has a really big winning mentality, and like the hidden message in that is saying that he gets really upset when things don't go right. That's what it means to want to win. Yeah. And Semphis is exactly the same. It doesn't mean that they're bad somehow. No, but they really want to win.
They're really competitive. Yeah. They really want to win. And, you know, every team that we've seen go out the tournament, you see that in every player, how devastated they are. I mean, I was just over watching CLG Keatstars, and they were literally devastated about that match. And, you know, as I said, it was a team that Peter had supported, and they just got knocked out by it. But here we are going, ladies and gentlemen. Round 7 on the board. The final match of the day as well, of course, quarterfinals, 3 quarterfinals tomorrow. The draws will be happening at some point after this match. I'm not too sure exactly when on the exact timestamp of that one. And we'll see who phases who. That's definitely going to be a big thing. Of course, best of 3s throughout the rest of the tournament. The final best of 1 here in the group stage.
One of the reasons why Overpass is such an interesting map is that there are so many unexplored possibilities that either people haven't found out or they're not using them, even though, you know, they're kind of right there for the picking. So I'm hoping we'll get to see a little bit of that, but it may have to wait until the quarterfinals. Depends on how much pressure, I guess, either team is feeling right now. Score is tied at 3-3, and there's only 30 seconds left. This is an incredibly slow round coming out from Cloud9, especially from Cloud9. That Molotov failed. Oh, that was going to go right on where Sipnik is. He's still got his position, going to take down one and puts a little bit of damage through. This is crumbling for Cloud9, and they shouldn't even fight at this point here. Cajun picking up a kill, Carrigan with the double, and Shazam goes down to Carrigan. That's a triple kill here for the Danish captain.
Clean round for TSM, no casualties taken. Everybody clocks up that money. And as you said, it was a slow round. They was down to the 22nd marker, so they kind of forced their own hand there. TSM they do have a good record in the majors. They have reached the later stages, but they themselves have admitted, you know, Device and Dupree, they've openly said, you know, in an interview coming up to this tournament that they have experience, you know, they bottle. That's basically the word they were used. But they don't put it down to nerves. They're just unsure themselves what exactly it is. They don't feel nervous. They just sometimes don't perform when it needs to.
I think it's just a matter of breaking the barrier once, and then it'll be a different TSM.
The mental barrier, yeah.
Until that happens. We've seen it multiple times. Most notably is probably Very Games and NIP, when Very Games finally won, and then they won a lot. It was very interesting, actually. So, opening frag here going on Semphis. Only pistols going into Cloud9 here. So I guess this is going to be a rough round.
Yeah, this should be a pretty rough round. They're pushing through smoke as well, which is never what you want. And there is Device popping out that flash. Shroud should get taken down from behind. He does manage to pick up one with that Tech 9. Shroud got a Tech 9 of his own. Shazam will peek through. He'll find one, won't get the second. And just like that, TSM will pick up a 5th round of the game. No surprise, it's a little bit more quieter here in the arena. I believe the actual arena is closed now. I think I'm pretty sure they kicked everyone out after Virtus Pro. Like, you guys are too loud. Get out.
Too much going on. Got to save some of the energy for quarter, semi, grand finals. Well, the quietness of the crowd is matched by the lack of in-game sound. So we've got something going on. It's not really
helping. It's like a romantic conversation we got going. I'm not sure if romantic's the word you could use for a map that's based in Berlin, but
I will say
that's how it is.
We get a chance to focus on the actual game here. We're not distracted by sound. It's like a you know, it's like an essential thing going on here. We don't need any distractions.
It's actually distracting in itself being silent, I feel, sometimes. But anyway, it is going to be Pistols once again running headlong into A site. Shroud was trying to sneak around the side, but not going to pick anything up. Semphis trying a hit and hope shot from long range down A, but Device is going to invest effectively 600 to keep him away. That's a pretty expensive investment when he's got a AWP sat there. Oh, he actually got tagged out. Does manage to get one shot, gets himself a second. And the third man is just looming around the side. It is Shroud. He will get himself one shot, but Dupree should come in and clean this one up. Takes himself the USB to finish it off, but that is another round on the board. 6-3 now for TSM.
Right, now I think we have a bit of a freeze or a pause time going into this. Actually, I mean, there's a couple of things to talk about here. Trying to figure out what options Cloud9 actually have right now. Because they just ecoed a lot, they should have some real economy to work with here. And one thing that is noticeable on the TSM side is that they don't actually use half the map over at the A-bomb site, which means Cloud9 can get up to the A-bomb site without using really almost any grenades. And they should get close to that A-bomb site, keep all their grenades intact, especially now that they can afford Molotovs and everything else. Smoke off the bomb site, get the bomb down, and just play for the retake. Just trying to see if you can keep TSM out of it at all times. I really think they need to use the fact that Cloud9 that TSM aren't taking up restrooms, playground, birthday. That whole area is left completely untouched right now by TSM, and that's something that Cloud9 have to figure out and use.
Well, I mean, of course, other than the 3rd round, maybe the 4th round when they got a bye, they've not been able to really go in too heavily with weapons. Of course, that was when Shazam had that AWP in hand, and, well, currently he's doing pretty okay in this one. 6 kills, 3 assists, and 8 deaths. 8-0-7 for Semphis, but it is actually fairly even, despite the fact it's a 6-3 score. They have been getting those pistol kills. They've been able to get a couple, but we are going to see double AWP coming out from TSM this time around. It's going to be Carrigan and Device with those AWPs, and we'll see how it works out. Match is currently paused, so don't worry, you're not missing anything while we stare at the team on screen. They are just figuring something out. We never get quite to know, but... Well, see, look, he's in that same position again.
Yeah, so all right, we won't talk
it's
too
his
much
posturing position. Maybe like you right now. You're sat there tweaking your beard. He's doing the similar.
Yeah, just without the beard.
It's
not as effective.
I don't think he's quite able to grow that beard that you've got. It's a very Danish thing.
There's no shame in that.
No.
Jordan, though, has done an excellent effort. And definitely like a big improvement, I would say.
I think he's just trying to keep up with Semphis. I think that's what it is.
Maybe someone can do a real study of the correlation between players with decent beards and how well they perform. I'd be interested.
Is that a thing? I'm not too sure. Trying to think across the top teams right now, how many actually have beards and not many.
No, but maybe there's like a scientific, correlation between that. You could be the first published an article, get it out there.
That would be a interesting read. Interesting read. We're just waiting for this game to get back underway. It is the final match, and the winner will advance. And currently it is TSM. They are 6-3 up in this game if you've just joined us. And there is quite a lot of you still watching, still hanging on in there. It has been a long, long day of games. And this being the final one, the final decider to see who will join all of the teams that have got through. Of course, if you did miss out on the start of the day, it was opened up with Envy, of course, qualifying through there. Fantastic performance by them. And honestly, one of the best games of the day, I think it's safe to say, the Envy Titan game. But that was the big surprise for us right at the start of the day. Titan going out, somewhat surprisingly, in the second match. You know, and we talked about it, ironically, after the Envy game, because they should have won that Envy match. Yeah. But they lost those last 3 rounds, I think it was, running after picking up 8 rounds on the trot on CT side on Cobblestone. And we'd said right then, you guys announced it, said, I wonder if that's just going in their head.
Yeah.
And sure as hell, they just went on to get decimated in game 2.
It was really rough. It really was. Titan, I don't know. It is devastating to see them exit the group stage like that, especially because they weren't at the last major because of even worse luck on their part. It was really, really horrible for the Titan team there. So I feel for them. I do. But it's cool to see Penta playing so well. German Counter-Strike is actually really, really wide. It's really varied, but a lot of it goes on in this ESL leagues, obviously, in Pro League going on there. And
it was interesting because they did just pick up Trouble a week before the tournament, which everybody was like, well, okay, we don't know how that one's going to work out. But apparently it was Trouble making the calls in that matchup. And of course, if you're to move on, Fnatic very dominantly beat Navi. There was no doubt about that. It was a one-sided performance. Yeah. Fnatic, undoubtedly #1 in this tournament, I think, right now. Like, even Envy looked good. Fnatic looked incredible.
Yeah. And, you know, it has always been my feeling that between the 2 top teams, Envy and Fnatic actually have, like, a good, like, 10% over Envy, which is so much. Like, 10% doesn't sound like a lot, but at this level, it's a huge lead. So we'll see. That's going to be one of the big questions going into the later stages of the tournament, exactly how the split between those 2 teams is. Well, we're back into the game here, 6-3, and the 10th round is coming up. Decent money on TSM. They can lose around and still buy, but it's not great. Cloud9 have a good chance of making it back here. Not a single Molotov, though, so I'm a little bit disappointed. Carrigan, not disappointed at all. Going to pick up the first kill there on Shazam.
He's opening his account. Xyp9x is in place. Should get the kill on Semfris. Will not get the second on Sean Guerra, so hops around that pillar. And that will force the fast rotate from TSM. Are they going to get and be able to get this retake down? Bomb plant just going in now. You can see Shroud through the X-ray, getting it down. Cajun Beat will flash out. Sean Garris up close. Device going to try to find out nothing. Who should peek right now. It should be an easy shot, but he doesn't land it. You'd put your money on that one. Sean Garris will quickly reply and gets Cajun Beat down. Straight takes down Dupree. Device, the last man standing, running for the save on the orb. And Cloud9 get themselves a clean round. Honestly, maybe the pause has helped them. I don't know. There was obviously a delay in this one. It's give them time to just talk about things, talk it through, talk about the strategy, because they have successfully got that bomb plant in B, but they've not been able to hold it the last few times.
Yeah, and one of the reasons, one of the things that helped them at least to secure the bomb plant even after it was down was the fact that once they got in, they still had 2 flashbangs, 1 smoke, and I think a couple of HE grenades. And that's a really big point. A lot of terrorist-sided teams or terrorist teams will end up using a lot of their grenades getting into the bomb site. Then they'll have nearly nothing left, and that makes it a lot easier. On this map in particular, at the B bomb site, if you have smokes left, you can smoke off the sniper spot, smoke off the main entrance, and it'll be really tough to retake. So, Cloud9 back in an interesting position here, and if TSM lose this round, they could probably end up ecoing, and then Cloud9 would be in a really strong position. So there's a lot on the line here, and Cloud9 are saying, if it worked once, why shouldn't it just work again? We'll just rinse and repeat. Xyp9x ready and waiting. Grenade goes over and in. Not going to do any damage at all. In fact, it bounced too far. TSM, they can feel it coming. They're actually starting to stack up towards the bomb flank with Semphis with the AWP. That's a new thing. Gets the kill. Dupree will return on one on Shroud there, but it's still looking good. Oh, Sipnix burns Sean Gaz alive, and it's back into a 3v3. Dupree going to win that fight, and the bomb is dropped on the slope. So this is looking good for TSM.
2-on-2, but it's 2 M4s versus 2 AWPs, and this is a not yet standard setup here from Cloud9. They haven't got the bomb down. They got a lot of time on the clock, but TSM just waiting in this pit, hoping that they're going to show themselves across the side there. Shazam, if he creeps a little bit closer, Dupree will be ready and waiting. And this is just a straight-off standoff across the side. Who will peek first? Shazam will. Dupree doesn't land the shot. They quickly push around. Semphis with the headshot. It's exactly what they needed in Device, all in his own, but he has the bomb covered off. Shazam just around the side. Quick clicks that one. Device is going to try to wait this one out. Shazam's going to peek. He should get him down. Pushes forward. Semphis replies. Close range. AWP and picks up the round. 6-5 now. Cloud9 back in it.
Oh, wow. So you never really want to try and put the blame of a round on like any one player. And I know Dupree really well, so I definitely don't want to do it. But that was a lot down to Dupree, sadly. And I think he feels it as well. That is one of those high-impact rounds on a sort of mental level, because they really were supposed to win that round based off of Dupree, and they just didn't.
Well, let's try. I was going to try and listen in on Cloud9, but they're up against an eco, so this is probably not the best time. We'll maybe do it after the next round, see when things get a little bit more important, because Shroud should find himself a hat-trick of kills here. There's one. Is he going to expect a couple more waiting around the corner? That grenade's certainly going to find its target. It's going to pop around. That will be another one, but nothing. They're going to run through the fire. Not going to work out for them. And now just 2 more remain. This should beat Cloud9. They're making their way through. They're going to get the A plant down. Device, I think, going to be happy with that AK, and he's running.
Yeah, again, TSM trying to do the same thing they were doing earlier, and they did catch nothing alone, but great job on his part to stay alive and just like play it super ultra defensively. Very smart stuff. I'm wondering, actually, instead maybe we could try and take a look at, just listen in on TSM. I'll definitely translate if anything important comes up. Just because now is when they need to figure out how to stop this that Cloud9 are doing. So just a quick listen if it works.
Techno.
Nice, quiet, clean comms. You can tell they're focusing because they are in a 2-on-2 situation.
Waiting to see if they're going to say anything about the upcoming round.
Kom ind.
Save the AK, that's all they need.
Drop til... Var ned, eller hvad? Drop til mig så, eller hvad? Drop til mig.
Skal jeg bytte med dig, det med?
Okay.
Kom nu, gutter. Vi
Jeg
skal
en silence
have det sidste her. Kom så.
Så jeg tager ikke kun, eller hvad?
Jeg smukker, hvad hedder det, du igen? Når du
Jeg tager ikke kun,
kan ikke spille boost igen, ja. Jeg er klar til at gå til B. Finn, du skal have et gæt. Du skal have et gæt.
All right, so cutting it off right there. Quick discussions about who's going to get what. They really emphasis on getting the silencers in there. They want to be able to shoot through smoke without getting shot back. And they were talking about a boost, so I'm wondering, oh yeah, they're going to do the boost over at the restrooms. You can see that that's going on. They've been doing that a lot. So that seems to be a core part, because actually there's been like 3-4 rounds where they've been doing this. So TSM, that's really what they've got planned. Nothing special so far. They're not feeling really ultra pressure to say, let's bring out the A game. They're still saying this is basically our basic, our normal strat.
Well, on the flip side, let's get a peek on Cloud9, because they are on the attack. You can see the bomb in play currently on long A. We'll see how they approach this one. I won't bother translating the American.
I spottet. Jeg flasher.
Hvis det er så spot boostet. Det vil gå på, jeg spot boostet.
Jeg har lige spottet boostet. Pik igen. De kan godt være fremme pikken, dreng. Skal jeg trække bank, eller skal jeg trække bank?
Ja.
Jeg flasher.
Or it could just go Danish, because it hasn't joined me in the right one. There we go.
Okay, come up, please.
Who just joined our channel?
I don't know.
It's fine.
Whatever. I'm coming with you. I'm a bit late.
There's three right now. 100% there's 3.
I can pick in Sean if you want me to. What do you think?
Close clear.
Sean, wait for someone.
I'm mauling sight. Fuck, missed my molly. He's definitely
behind
sight.
the truck.
He's in
He's in
sight.
I'm posted left side. One's bank.
One jump up. And sight and bank, probably.
Bad bank, so.
Sight's not peeking me.
He's up bank, Dad.
Sight.
All right, a lot of information. Look at how much Cloud9 are figuring out just by spotting a few people, and really great calling coming out here from Sean Gares. He did die eventually. Shazam going to miss that shot. Dupree, Cajun. Oh no, Shazam's 1v3. The bomb is down. Yes, he's going to pick up one more kill, but the flashbangs rain in. TSM, they should be able to overpower him. He gets the kill as well. It's now a triple. AWP up. Oh, he goes down to Sipnix. What an effort here from the North American sniper. That was a very strong round from Shazam. A lot more than he could have hoped for, but it wasn't enough here. Still some great calls coming into it. TSM, they're being pressured by not only Shazam, but Sean Gares making some really good calls.
Yeah, clean comms as well. That's the main thing to take from that. That was a full, solid push onto A site, and all it was, clean positions, trying to work out for them. Didn't work out this time around, though, and talked about the silenced weapons. It seemed to work this time for TSM. So, TSM 7-6 now. Got themselves that lead, but this is a very close game, and it's what we would expect. It was, I think it was 16-14 on Nuke, actually, last time these guys met in the first match of the day. So no surprise this is going a lot closer. And TSM, you've got to feel, honestly, as a CT side, the pressure's building on them here.
Oh, you can absolutely tell that it is. And with Shazam getting the entry frag here on Device, Carrigan will swap out and pick up the AWP instead, but it is a double-up setup for Cloud9 currently, and it's just the pressure is mounting. Actually, one thing to point out is that lately this map has become more and more terror-sided, especially with the new edition. I'd say TSM are still in a decent position if they can get to 8 or 9 rounds, preferably 9. But we've actually seen this map change a lot just in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, the opening up of this A site has definitely worked very well for them. Cajun B expected something around the side. Carrigan will find Sean Gares. Did he get enough information, though? I don't think he saw too much with that one. It is a slower play once again from Cloud9. 40 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time to work their way around the side. That flash will keep Semphis out. A second flash follows through. They know that they're pushing on towards this B site, and TSM are stacked, ready and waiting. Dupree gets one, Zipnix gets the other, and suddenly Shroud and Shazam are the only two standing. And look at this. They're back in the pit. It's a similar situation that we saw before. TSM came out on top in that one. Will they this time? Because Shroud, he's taken down Carrigan and Zipnix. It's back to a 2-on-2. Shazam's got no health. Shroud has no health. You've got to feel TSM have this one.
They absolutely have to do this. Bomb goes down, which is actually more than Cloud9 should have had this round. So can't really get... I mean, great job on TSM initially, but here's where it goes really badly for them. Sipnix gets the kill on the guy up on the sandbags, who's boosted up there, and the bomb drops into the bomb site with about, what, 25 seconds left? That means you know for a fact it's going to be a B push. They cannot possibly... Actually, if we can draw on the map, I'm wondering if we can see how long it takes to rotate from A to B all the way. Because I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to rotate from A to B if we can get the timing down. I'm not sure if we could do it, but regardless, it's a hell of a long time to run that whole distance. And ultimately, they should have just played it safely from there on out. Shouldn't have been a big issue.
Didn't hold shift down.
Oh, we'll test it later. We'll test it later, see if we can figure it out.
I'm such a noob with the drawing. There we go, though.
Last round and a half.
Well, 8-6. An 8-7 or a 9-6. I think Cloud9 will be happy with either. Carrigan opens up, though, immediately pushes through. Semphis will get Zipnix down. Carrigan head-to-head with him, but Semphis has just leaped straight into the site. Will get himself a second and a third. Semphis on 22 health, though. Device up in Sniper. Should be able to find Semphis this time down. Gets himself a second as well. It is just Shroud remaining in a 1-on-2 situation. Device already tossing out the smoke. They know exactly where he is around that pillar, but Dupree gonna go hunting. They have the time. 1 minute. Back off. Take it steady. It's Shroud that wants to try and get the frags, and Device, will he peek for this one? Oh, you bet your life you will. That's risky play. That
is insane. There's no reason he has to do that. They know, and there it is. Dupree will pick it up, but that is actually a lethal peek. That's the one window Shroud has to get back into the game, because Shroud can't go for the fight on the guy who's down in the water and sewer in front of him. If he tries that, then Device will peek out on top right afterwards. So the only thing that really go wrong is if Device peaks. I mean, TSM, they're playing risky, and 9-6, not at all a bad first half here for Cloud9. I don't think they're going to be super excited, but they're going to be feeling pretty good going into the second half.
Yeah, solid performance overall.
Yeah, and actually, maybe we can listen to them.
I wouldn't mind listening to them. Okay, yeah. So Cloud9 about to switch off. We're going to go on to the CT side. Let's see how they approach this one. Hopefully, it's not too colorful.
Sure.
Yeah,
at the top, though, like at the top.
Where do you want me going? Long or?
Just like, no, the middle of like short like spotting the stairs. Spotting the stairs, though.
Where do you want me in the heaven?
I would say you should probably play like maybe graffiti. I don't know. What are you more comfortable with?
So, all right, let's see what TSM are doing, because obviously we pretty much know the positions of Cloud9 now.
And that's actually interesting that they don't know already. So just to point out here, this is going to be the pistol round from the terrorist. Really, really important. See what the Danes are planning.
Jeg vil gerne have, René, du kommer midt, top midt, ikke?
Og vi 300.
Ja, så går 300 grund. Og så går du ind i, efter vi har taget toiletterne til, så går du lige hurtigt ud lang, og så hopper du, ser, at han står toeren. Hvis han er toeren, så kan vi nogle gange fange ham. Så står den etteren, hedder det. Hvis du bare lige hopper over den der, uden du får HS, ikke?
Ja, præcis.
Det kan lige være, så lige inden han hopper, så er vi klar til bare at steppe ud og fange ham, når han prøver at løbe væk fra etteren. Og så er det vigtigt, at jeg kommer igennem toilettet, og jeg clear close shocks, okay?
All right, gonna cut it off there. So that sounded like to me that they were gonna put 3 people in middle connector, try and push up the stairwell and get onto the restrooms, while they have one guy on long who's gonna be jumping, and as soon as they make that jump, oh, what's going on?
Just took his headset off. I just wanted to stop you and cut you off there, just in case.
Oh, you're right.
Took the headset off, so I didn't want you to say any more as soon as I saw that go off.
We'll wait. We'll continue in just a second.
Yes, don't want things given away, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see the different approaches. So a clear tactic from TSM there. They clearly knew what they had planned, whereas Cloud9 were still in discussions about, when do you want me? I mean, do you want me up there? Do you want me over there? I could play over here if you like.
This is this could be. Well, I'll get it back into exactly how this is going to work if it does. But this is actually a play that's designed to catch exactly one position out. So it could be like really great, or it could be have really nearly no effect. And we'll see if they have to adjust for that.
Well, the game is about to get underway. It is still paused, I can see, but it's I've been told about to get back underway, and we just get one of the guys in there. I'm just trying to see who it is. I think it's Shroud. No, it's Semphis. Semphis had his headset off, so I assume it must be him sorting out. And it was interesting to hear who just joined TeamSpeak. I mean, that's good that nothing was questioning in it, but it was me. Sorry, nothing.
Right. Interesting. A lot rides on this one pistol round here. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to be able to pick it up. If TSM could do it, could end up running away with the game. But Cloud9 probably, I mean, they could actually win just by winning this pistol round. There's a lot riding on this.
We're still waiting for one guy to get back in the game. He will be with us in a moment, not currently on stage, so he'll be returning shortly. So, of course, we'll always be careful what we do say. We never want to give anything away.
No, definitely not.
But TSM, you can see. I mean, body language, we're talking about it, pretty confident right there.
Dupree looking very relaxed indeed. Just, you know, speaking of body language, you know,
just chilled, relaxed, leaning back in your chair. That's a confident man that's feeling good. And, you know, bearing in mind the high-pressure situation, this is the second half. They either go through to the quarterfinals or they're out of the tournament. And they are currently 9-6 up, which is not a clean score by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it isn't. And, I mean, these major group stages are so brutal because you lose those two matches and you're out. And it's, I mean...
There's a couple of teams that can test for that today, I feel.
Titan being one.
Not the only one either. I mean, there's quite a lot of few.
CLG went out to Keyed Stars as well. Oh, there's been some really brutal exits here, and this is actually going to be, I mean, almost one of the most brutal ones as well.
Hellraisers as well. I mean, they were performing well coming into this. They put up some pretty good results over in Finland when you guys were over there for the Zeus Renegade game, and it really has been an interesting tournament. And that is the brutality that is the group stages at majors. It's the same everywhere you go. Everybody knows that it can be hit or miss. If you don't turn up and play on the day, you could find yourself going home very early.
What can we do to have just an extra 2 days? I say just. And then
just an extra 2 days.
Just an extra 2 days, and then do the group stage best of 3, right? That's what we need.
I'm trying to think how long we actually had for Cologne that you guys would, because you guys did it in the studio for one of the days.
Yeah, that was a brutal run. I think Summer and I casted all of the group stage 2 days in a row.
Yeah,
that was interesting.
I mean, that was just, I guess it was the same setup as here. You just had an extra day to do it in the studio. Yeah, okay, rather than doing it at Gamescom itself, which in itself is a long event. Some pretty brutal hours you guys all put in for that one, no doubt about it.
No, I would like that though. We could. Yeah, I think that has to be a goal in the future, but I'm not sure how logistically you can make it work.
The feasibility of having best of 3 groups, which is what everybody wants, I know it is,
absolutely.
is insane. Like
Yeah.
they are, I mean, you would have to miss a lot of matches. And a lot of people complain, obviously, we've covered 9 matches today, but still, we've missed probably, I think, over half the matches.
Yeah. I definitely don't want to miss any matches either.
Yeah. And
we need a whole month for a major.
I've been through that before for the World Championships.
Oh yeah,
it's not a fun experience. While it's great viewership, it's not great for the guys involved. But here we go, pistol round on the way. TSM versus Cloud9.
Oh, and look at this. Cloud9 actually have 3 members. I think TSM are only expecting like a couple here, so this could be a big play from Cloud9. Opening frag, there it is. Sean and nothing. 2 kills on either player, and it's going to be Device alone here. Gets shot down. What a strat coming out here. Shazam with the final kill. Cloud9. Inadvertently hard countering exactly what TSM were doing. They wanted to get into restrooms and wait, then they wanted one guy going long, and that guy, all he has to do is spot if there's someone all the way over on the long side, and if he sees someone, they all run around. They try and sandwich that player in. That was all TSM wanted to do. They didn't have a plan for what would happen if they all of a sudden encountered 3 people. They were going to have a 3rd guy running around long to try and catch someone. It's a really good idea from TSM. They just didn't count for Cloud9 being there. Now the game is really on here, 9-7.
A solid crossfire overall. I mean, just those multiple pistol headshots in a split second. Here we go, though. Tech9's a couple of head armor as well, so pretty heavily invested from TSM in this second round, and they know it means a lot. Cloud9 have rotated a bit here and maybe rotated away from the action. They've left Shroud all alone. They have got one up in Sniper, so he has got the cover, but Dupree getting down nothing. That's going to open things up. That's a quick plant. Now they're going to push on, and suddenly Cloud9 are in trouble.
My mind is blown. I have no explanation for what Cloud9 were wanting to accomplish, leaving Shroud that far back with the FAMASA full weapons as well. Like, it's almost no way he can win that fight against a couple of Tech9s, and they should know that much as well. Shazam and Shongaz just going to have to try and save the rifles here. That is a bit of a power play from TSM. And I don't know. Cloud9 had 2 people in the connector where you see Cajun is right now. And that is a really good position to have multiple people in, because it's the key point of the map, right? It's the most dynamic position you can hold. So you can help out at both A and B, but not if you give up B entirely. You have to at least have one person who's actually on the site to call when something is happening, because otherwise you only get the call when the bomb is going down. And
yeah, you get flashed or smoked out of it. You're just like, it could be coming. I'm not too sure whether it's a fake. It's like I have no idea on the exact information. And again, we see that second Tech9 round picking up and working wonders. TSM 10-7 up here in this final match of the group stage. Winner will be going through to join the likes of Fnatic, Na'Vi, Envy, Penta, Virtus Pro, NIP, and Keedstars, the Brazilians. They made it through. What a story that is, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll get to that tomorrow when they face their opposition. As it stands, Cloud9 are already 2 men down. Shroud not fancying his chances with his 5-7 at Toxic.
Sam getting shot down really early that round. TSM thought they were going to run into some trouble here. It is pistol and 5-7. It's not just to be overlooked entirely. Shroud will go down, and Cloud9, not much they could really accomplish. I don't know what to say, really. The one thing to point out here, because I was trying to bring this up when TSM was playing on the CT side, is that TSM weren't using the whole restrooms and playground area of the map. And you see Cloud9 have, in the pistol round and in this round right here, they're showing a great willingness to push up. And I think that's really healthy. I think that's good. It means TSM are going to have to fight to take that part of the map and use grenades to do it. And time as well. There's so much to be gained. So I'm really happy about Cloud9 doing this. Now they just need rifles.
Well, they managed to get the ump away from Dupree, but that's all they're going to get. I don't think they're going to get hunted down too badly. So 11-7, the score, as TSM record themselves another T-side. The second T-round, and bomb plant, of course, most importantly, giving them all that cash. They should be fully set up for this one, whereas Cloud9, are they going to force? They've got a partial already with that scout that they picked up. We'll find out in just a moment. Nope, they are going to have to hang on for another round.
So much equipment on TSM. Whenever you win an eco round, there's so much that's going in your favor all of a sudden. Cloud9, this could be really awful for them. It already is looking scary.
I mean, they're in that tricky situation that they can't force, because if they lose, they are basically money screwed, I think is the PC way I could say that the players like to call themselves. Shroud, though, once again, caught behind there. Oh, he's being burnt out. That's going to be Device picking up the molly kill. Nothing having to back away. Will spin around and get Karrigan down. Wasn't expecting that one. 3 health left remaining on him. But that's going to be Sempis covering off Shazam with a scout. Suddenly, Cloud9 are picking up 2-3 kills around the side. Sempis with the grenade coming through in a 2v1 situation. This is doable. He's only got the ump, but he's got 100 health. He's got all of their armor, including the head. Xyp9x should see him. Catch his glimpse. That's going to be enough to burn him down with a FAMAS, but only just 15 health remaining for him. But another bomb plant for TSM is going to give them a heck of a lot of money.
Oh man, I think there must have been a little bit of a moment of worry on the Danish side then, as they could have actually lost to that UMP if Xyp9x didn't connect with the spray at the end there. Now I'm curious to see how Cloud9 are going to bring this back, because they need to win this round. And this is a double AWP setup, and I hope we can watch one of the 2 AWPs. I'm wondering where the other one is running. Sean Gaz has one. Is he? All right, he's just down there. So they're covering either side of the map, but again pushing out very aggressively. Sam in connector, looking for the opening and doesn't quite get the flick. Drop down to 70-some health, or 60-some health. But TSM, they've actually managed to force Cloud9 back a little bit over at the A side of the map. Cajun, though, stuck in connector, and they need him to connect with the rest of the team here.
Oh, Shazam pinned, actually. He's going to have to escape out the door. Molly thrown from above in connector. Nothing will find himself one on Device. And Cloud9 back away into long A, expecting the push to come. Just covering off Sempis with the support of Nothing in restrooms, but Nothing's been picked off. Karrigan just peeking around that corner. He thought he had the cover. Sean Garris just flicking at the wrong time, just changing the scope. It's not what you want. It's all about the timing sometimes, and Sean Garris is well aware that there are some to the left, but he's expecting that long A push. Instead, he will get Dupree trying to push through the restrooms.
I'm wondering what Xyp9x's role is in this, because I think he should be the guy opening up right here and just trying to see if he can force a rotation, but in fact, he's just going to be left alone down at B. I'm a little bit confused about the communication here on TSM. They needed something. They needed an entry frag somewhere, but I thought B was going to be maybe a good spot for it, because the minute you get a kill on B, you're going to divert all the attention to the people in A. They're also going to be wondering and asking, is there anything else coming? What's going on? But not happening. Good round from Sean Gans with the AWP, so it's back to square one for him. That's what he used to do. Sean picking up a 3rd kill. Great round from the North American captain. Well played.
Yeah, came all the way around the back of them as well. He was on the A site, but knew that, of course, his buddies were coming from the B site, so instead chose to push all the way down through restrooms and come around the backside. Risky play with an AWP. Honestly, they could have easily caught him in the rotation, but 12-8 is the score. Cloud9 getting themselves their 2nd CT round on the board. Sean Garris and Shazam, double AWPs, both pushing the same direction here. This is aggressive AWP play. Okay, Shazam is going to dive down in towards tunnels. He's going to pop it round. He's going to find Dupree, actually. NK should be in there and gets caught out through the smoke. That's not ideal. And Sean Garris immediately has to back away.
But I want to give a lot of credit to Shazam anyway. That's a very cool smoke. He can see through the top edge of it. Look like TSM has encountered that smoke before, because otherwise you would assume that that's a smoke that's really only meant to hold you back and buy time for the CT side, whereas in fact it's deliberately made to make you think that, and then you're just waiting on the other side and you get sniped off. Great play from either side. Shazam, he's working for it, but not this time. Ends up going down. It's obviously a big hit on the Cloud9 side. Expensive rifle lost already. Looks like it's going to be an execute towards the B-bomb side here for the TSM team. And Shroud, Nothing is here as well. They've got a great setup, Cloud9.
They didn't actually move through and collect that AWP, so they weren't interested in it. Device instead, he's going to be pumping through with that Tech 9. Shroud, though, he's going to rattle one through. The spray not quite working out for him, though. Karrigan in there. Xyp9x will get the bomb plant. Sean Gaz, the last man standing. He's going to go for a save and take himself a visit to the toilet.
So, mentally speaking, once again, just wait a minute, Dupree's going to be walking in here, Sean loses the AWP. But imagine these two different scenarios, Lee. You're in, let's say you stack up on B-bomb side like you did, and they end up going A. You can rationalize that. You can say, all right, they outsmarted us this time, they had the better read, they went for the bomb side that was less defended, and we lost as a consequence. That's all right, that's essentially excusable. But you stack up in a bomb site, they go to that bomb site, and you don't win the fight. That's hard to deal with. That's exactly what just happened to Cloud9. And now they're also ecoing. They need to find some strength here. We know that they have it, but this is looking bad for them.
And they're trying to stack, they're trying to rush. You can see them all going down long A, and it's not going to work out for them. They've left one man all alone to hold the fort. It is going to be Shroud once again behind that Toxic. And, well, it's a position he's tried to hold. This nade actually might do well. He's going to line it up. It's going to hit 4. It does manage to catch him on the foot there. They try and come around the backside as well, but instead, they're just too slow to this one. Shroud doing what he can to keep them at bay while the rest of his team try to rotate through. The smoke might work in their favor, but Zipnix will get that headshot in there. Shongares trying to boost his buddy up there. Semphis trying to get that peek. He's got that 1 AK. Oh, just got a glimpse of the head of Zipnix, but it's not going to land the frag. Cajun B instead is just going to flash them out, keep them at bay.
I think Zipnix saw him as well. He knew that that was going on right then. Semphis looking for the opening. He's going to go down. So that's the AK lost. Oh man, a really good effort from Shroud to buy that much time. The only thing that was really upsetting, and this is where we could use the drawing tool here as Shongares does get a good exit frag, is that Karrigan died all the way on the other side of the map, and that's why they took so long. They had 4 members stacked up to take Karrigan, so by the time Shroud calls in, wait a minute guys, this is a fast B push, I need help, they're going to be so far away. Just look at this, this is kind of the time. At least 10 seconds away before they get there, and if they rotate back, I think some of them did, it's way worse, right? So this is why it took such a long time for Shroud to get that back up, because he was doing a great job.
I mean, it's the risk you take when you take a 4-man long A and you just try and pile down there with pistols. They had to make a gamble, had to make something work, because as flat eco probably wouldn't have kept TSM at bay. Here we go. They've invested though. They've got pretty much most of their armor. Not a full assortment of grenades, but it's as much as they can hope for. Cloud9. They are 14-8 down, and they are looking to try to pick up some rounds. Shazam pouncing, peeking, does see people down long 8. If only they were going this time that way this time with a 4-man stack.
It would have been good, would have been really good. And TSM making their way forward. You can see they're not really using their grenades yet. So Cloud9 this time, because they're playing so much more defensively, TSM are just sort of, you know, they're hard checking all the corners, but they're not forced to use grenades to try and do it. Shazam, dangerous peek there against the AWP from Device, and the grenade to follow one of them. If they could land a follow of one, that'd be such a big opening. Still 50 seconds left, and wondering what TSM... It's obviously going to be an A push at this rate. You can see everyone joining in. This time, Zipnix isn't even left alone at B. They're bringing him into the mix, and Cloud9, they could face a lot of trouble in just a few seconds.
Well, Device peeking towards that van. We can see, of course, Semphis sat behind it, which is what Karrigan is exactly trying to land. Device will get himself the shot into Shazam. Semphis peeks around, but Karrigan is ready for him. He's got his angle trained in there. Shongares does win the fight, though. Shouldn't have come out on top, I feel, in that one. Occasion B comes in. Bomb plant from Dupree will go down. Nothing just off at the side, but he literally has nothing to aim at. That's the problem. They are all hiding in the smoke, and Shroud is coming around in support. Nothing trying to find an angle, but Device will be the one that comes out on top. And now in a 4-on-1, Shroud's not even going to get a chance at saving this, because Device will run him down. And now TSM will pick themselves up another round, and more importantly, match point.
Yeah, really, really. I mean, this is either through to the quarters or it's out of the tournament for TSM and Cloud9 both. There's a lot of questions. If we bring up the minimap real quick, I'm wondering what was going on there for Cloud9, because Shazam was holding by the first SWAT car there, looking both long and into restrooms. He's sort of, yeah, exactly that position, looking both angles. Semphis was holding over by Bank, and who is Semphis helping at that point? I'm wondering. Like, he can't help Shazam. He can. There's actually not a lot that Semphis does in that position. So that looked like miscommunication from Cloud9. It meant Shazam died on his own, and then Semphis has to fight alone, and then the third guy coming in has to fight alone. Oh.
You're not really covering off the angles. You're not helping each other with the crossfires.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shongares is about to peek, but he's going to peek straight in towards Karrigan. Instead, he won't step away. We can see the Mag 7 from nothing. We've seen a couple of those already from Fnatic earlier on today, but very much a different situation this time around. Cajun B will find Semphis. Shazam wants to go for the follow-up frag. Instead, he's caught out. He's going to get the return chase straight down there. Shongares is taken down. Just 2 men remain right now for Cloud9. TSM looking to progress through to the quarterfinals, and Cloud9 will be going out of the tournament despite beating TSM earlier on in the day. They get themselves 1, they get themselves 2. Can they make it 3? He's going to have to go for an ace here to keep them in this on. It's not impossible, but now with the bomb down, it's damn near it. That's for sure.
Very close. And you can tell TSM was just going full YOLO at the end there,
Yeah.
just rushing down thing. We've got this, no problem. I think Cloud9 could have done so much more, but...
He's not got the time. The time is ticking. He's got 17 health. He has to push out. Dupree will land the shot. And TSM will go through to the quarterfinals once again in a major. Cloud9 will be going home. And well, the Americans, after having a really good performance, honestly, against Virtus Pro earlier on today, beating TSM on Nuke, they're going to feel a little bit disappointed with their overpass performance this time around.
They had some really devastating rounds. They win the pistol CT side and things are looking good, then they lose the follow-up round, D-Man, and they had some defending going on down at B where they actually had really good stacks and still couldn't win it. I think mentally that's where Cloud9 kind of came to an end. So, I mean, TSM, I think most people thought they probably were the favorite team going into this, but I think Cloud9 could have done a lot more here. I don't know. It seemed like some of the communication ended. I bet if we go back and watch all the POV streams, we'll see a progression where they do a lot of communication really early on.
And then it goes quiet.
It drops off slowly as the game goes on, and that's hard to stop. But I bet that's exactly what happened. Great game from TSM, though. The one Danish team moving through. Lee, I have to
you're happy about that. I know you're happy about that.
I have to be a little bit, just because it happens every tournament I go to. Danish team, they look promising, and then they end up going out anyway.
The question is, though, how far can TSM go this time? Because, it's the perennial thing with them. They get so far and then just stumble at the last hurdle every time they come up against one of those big four, effectively.
Yep.
Never
again.
Well, we'll see, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go across to the stage because Charles is ready. I nearly said Sean Gares.
Thank you so much, D-Man. I'm joined. Hey, how does that feel?
Pretty good.
Now, obviously, you played them earlier on Nuke. Where you lost. So how much did that factor into the game?
Well, of course, we were kind of upset because we basically lost 13-2 lead or something like that. And then we were like, well, we got this in the bag, even though we didn't win the pistol round as terrorists. And it ended up one round became 2 rounds and 3 rounds, and all of a sudden it was tied, and we were like, oh damn. And they made a beautiful comeback, and they deserved to win that map because we just played awful as terrorists. So, but it's really good to be on top when beating in the decider match, definitely.
So does that feel like you've put things right today? You've righted that wrong. That's got to be a good feeling going home now.
Definitely. A lot of the guys in the team were really upset that we actually lost the game because it would actually mean that we wouldn't advance as first seed. But we try to look positive on it instead of saying we need to beat everyone here to be able to win the tournament. So if we face Fnatic, NIP, or Envy tomorrow in the quarterfinals or in the semifinals, there's a prize money difference, but it doesn't matter. We need to beat everyone to be able to win.
Well, you're the last team to join the 8 of tomorrow. That's got to be a pretty fantastic feeling. It's late here. We're past midnight. What's next for you guys? What are you going to do tonight?
We're probably going to go get some dinner, if it's possible, somewhere. Probably grab a beer just to celebrate that we actually made it to top 8 again. And then I guess we need to go home and get some sleep and prepare for tomorrow.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much. Enjoy the evening and congratulations to the team. For now, we're going to go over to a man that I can only call a myth and a legend, and that is Machine.